to start doing that. I promise to.
What's up? What's up?
Hey guys.
What's up?
Hi everyone. How are you? What's up? How is your week going? This is something. So I do want to play something for tonight's show.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
I did not watch it. That show got on my nerves as a kid.
Oh my god. Then this one day met this lady, met this, and then he was like, okay, well, you don't want to hear about it. So,
You could have played.
Listen, we are talking about blended families tonight, and so I just thought it was appropriate to play the theme song for the Brady Bunch because it was one lady that met a man, and man had 3 boys, and she had 3 girls, and then they started raising them a family. And then they were called the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. See what I'm saying? It goes with the topic.
It does.
So
cute song. You could have played We Are Family.
No, because We Are Family is saying we are family. I got all my brothers and sisters with me. It's not saying I got all my blended family members with me. It's not saying that.
But see, you have to understand though, there's a difference.
What's the difference?
There's a difference with family and relatives. You are able to choose family, aka your blended family.
No.
Whereas, yes, you can.
How?
What do you mean?
That's not possible.
I told you.
I told you. We chose each other. But what I'm trying to say, but what I'm saying is,
see, family.
What I'm saying is, a blended family is not what you thinking. But
I know.
Hey, girl. Hey.
I'm just throwing the monkey wrench. That's all.
A blended. We're talking about blended families. But before we even get started on blended families, let me just say that I'm Yola. This is LA from the A, and you are listening to Lipstick and Lies. And don't mind my outfit. I look a mess. It's been a rough week.
Yes,
it is. LA.
Don't make me cry.
Don't cry, LA. Everybody send positive vibes to LA because LA is going through things this week.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about it at this moment. If she wants to, we can, but if not, then we'll just proceed like nothing ever happened. So, okay, so she won't. So, how else have your week been? You celebrated the 21st birthday?
I'm sorry, I had a blank. I know, right?
And she not high. So.
I'm not. Yeah, happy birthday to my niece, Makia Conyers. Just turned 21 yesterday.
Yes.
So So too old now. They can drink.
Oh, they can hang out with us. They grown. Okay. So, what's going on in the world this week, though? Because this COVID is rising.
Yes.
Have y'all been double vaccinated? 1-time vaccinated? Are y'all wearing y'all masks? Do y'all want to be on lockdown? Did y'all not get enough of the shit last year? Because let me tell y'all something.
It's coming, baby.
We about to be on shutdown once again, and then what y'all gonna do?
Well,
what y'all gonna do? What we gonna do?
I'm just gonna sit at home and make some money.
Okay, well then we can do that, but not everybody got the opportunity. So you guys need to really take into consideration going to get vaccinated because this variant is killing people left and right. So the numbers are up. Be mindful, wear your mask, wash your hands.
Yes.
Stop going into the bathroom.
Cross to the hall. Hey, Virgil.
Hey, that's my boy.
Yeah, I like
Virgil. I don't even know what was going on in the news because I haven't even.
Listen, I've just been so oblivious to everything going on. I've been like in a bubble so this week, so I don't know.
Okay, let me just look at some headlines.
Let's get it.
Only because
I mean, we already know that COVID.
COVID is not going to be. COVID has
That's
been on our
headlines.
TV for the last how many years? Like
TV,
two, at least.
Everybody spreading social media hate. I'm just tired. I'm just sick of seeing it. You know, everybody got these conspiracy theories, whatever. I understand, but what are you doing to help? Nothing. You just passing on fear. Just keep on passing fear.
Yeah, because if you don't want to get vaccinated, don't shame the next person because they want to be safe.
Like, damn. Everybody want to be so woke. And it's crazy. And I don't try to get off subject, but it baffles me how a lot of times when you run into these stay woke people, but they ain't never got a damn solution. They always want to complain about, oh, what this person did or this is what's going on. And yeah, y'all getting tricked, but niggas ain't ever got a damn solution.
Yeah, they
ain't never got a solution.
I did hear that.
Don't let you come up and get some money. They
you
think
don't know what's in the virus.
You know,
instead you don't know what's in the virus. I don't. I mean,
don't know what's in the vaccination.
I don't know what's in the vaccination.
And your ass don't know what's in the virus either. That could potentially kill you.
I don't know what's in the vaccination. I don't want to be.
It's a low. Either way, it can be a lose-lose situation.
It's kind of like having car insurance, right?
That part.
You damned if you do. You pay it because Georgia just went up on their car insurance $100 statewide for full and liability. So if you was paying $150, you now paying $251. But so if you have car insurance and then you pay it every month, but then you don't get in the accident. Okay, but then what if you don't have it and then you get in an accident? So you really, truly do need some type of protection.
Thank you.
I mean, so if you just stay at home by yourself, then I mean, I know people that have contracted corona and they don't even leave their house. So I mean,
right.
I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm gonna just tell you, do your own research. Facebook is not it's not a source of information that I use, right? The local news is not my go-to for information. I do like to read different things. World news, Bloomberg news. Bloomberg is my news channel. So Bloomberg is a pretty good source. I mean, CNN and Fox, I don't really do that.
I did not mean to leave a sit and announce. I'm sorry.
She's okay. It's okay. So what else? Kids are going back to school in Georgia.
Yes.
And they're getting sent right back home.
That part.
This is all we got. This is all that's going on, current events.
Yeah.
That's all I got for current events.
And y'all
done put the baby on the cancel.
Oh man.
Cancel
culture. Let's talk about it.
Well, we can talk about the baby, but
well, I don't know. That might be another whole. That's a whole different one.
We can talk about it. But it's kind of like what Michael Vick said to Fox News that my fans got me when he told Fox 5 he didn't have to talk to him. And I didn't know if Mike Vick knew that Fox 5 kind of helped him get a check. But he probably was really like the first person to say, kiss my ass, fuck this job, I don't care, to me. Because that's what he told those people on Fox 5, that he didn't have to do an interview with them. And so that was when he signed his.
I mean, I think the baby, we just got to understand that, you're in a public eye, and sometimes, because of the sensitivity, so many people with so many sensitive issues or just things that they're sensitive about. Want you to always be politically correct. You can't have feelings, they don't want you to do this, that, or other. Anytime you say something that that they don't like, then it's a problem. And I'm an advocate for the gay community. I really am. But I can say with some things, it's I think it's overboard with certain things, because me as a heterosexual person, right, and actually formerly working in communicable diseases at the Board of Health and HIV and STD and TB. We actually, as administrator, I saw the majority of our clients were, from the LGBTQ plus community. And it's one thing, it's not about what's right or what's wrong, right? It's not. You want to be who you are, fine. I have no problem with it. But sometimes it can become confusing, right? Because there have been some clients that I would encounter that coming in for services that comes quite often, right? And one day they may come in dressed as transgender, as opposite, and they want to be called she that day.
Yeah.
But then they might be feeling, they might come back a week and a half later for something else, and they dressed as a male, and they get offended because you called them she, but you was she, her, prior to. And sometimes it's like it's a lot for us to try to keep up with, especially when it's constantly changing.
It is a lot.
First it was just LGBTQ, then it was LGBTQI, then it was
What's I?
It's a lot of different things now. I mean, people, in a lot of heterosexual people, they say, "Oh, you should get educated." Well, I understand that, but at the same token, it's like stick to something, because it is so much. Like the flags, like I didn't even know we had to take a competence class.
I know. I remember
and the flags, and you have to do these pronouns and this. But it's nothing though now, right? And right now I'm just speaking as like I said, I am an advocate for the community. I'm learning the community is forever changing. However, I myself would get offended. You can get offended. You can be offended as a heterosexual person, but when you're offended, it wants to be called as being phobic. For example,
a phobia.
Right. For example, when we were having one of these classes, and they were saying, "Oh, well, everybody need their pronouns." And you was born as a male or a female. Well, me myself, born as a female, am a female. I live as a female. Everything is
she,
is she.
Her.
Right. These are my pronouns: her, she, miss, Mrs. How we gonna do it, right? How about they want you to change your ID, change your
signature,
change that. My thing is, first of all, I'm offended. What you asking me if you asking me if I'm a female? See, that's what people don't understand. It's like they don't want the heterosexual community to feel no kind of way.
Right. And
it's not about what's normal or what's not normal. It's about what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
And so I'm just like, if you got an attitude with me asking this, that, and the other, but then say I'm phobic when I have an attitude about the same thing on opposite end.
But the baby should have just stuck with the music.
But with the baby, that's just a whole.
He was wrong. I don't know why you stopped the music.
I understand what he tried to do.
No, I don't even understand what he tried to do, because that has nothing to do with the music.
It absolutely does not.
Your job is to do the music. Do the motherfucking music.
Let me tell you.
Don't sit here and make no public service announcement unless it got something to do with the music. Like, I'm about to drop a new song. You sitting here, my fans that's gay are clean. How do you know that your fans
let me say this. Let me tell you what he was trying to do, and it was an epic fail.
He would have
tried. I know
you
remember, and I know a lot of y'all remember going to the club. You in the club, everybody turned up, The DJ get on the mic. Well, my ladies at here.
Oh no.
Y'all got real hair. No, real.
That's not what he was trying to do.
Yes, listen, it's called a response. I'm not saying I agree with anything he did. He was dead ass wrong. What he did was dead ass wrong. But what I'm saying is he was trying to do a call and response, but like I said, it was an epic fail. But it's no different, even though it's more receptive what we went through. Y'all got y'all on here, y'all got your own job, y'all ain't got no man tell y'all that nobody.
Yeah, I understand.
You're right. And it's everybody, we turn. That's what he tried to do. A call and response. Oh, my fans, they this, they that. And he trying to get that response, but it was an epic fail.
And I like the baby.
It was an epic fail.
The baby is one of my favorite.
He was wrong.
Not one of my favorite artists.
Wrong.
The music.
I like it. Mm-hmm.
Back in the middle, I'm going. I don't even know how to go with.
I like the beats because I can't understand.
I don't know what he's saying. I know like every other word, but even still,
the hook.
Stick to the music. Same thing when we talked about Cardi B and Vogue. Stick to the music, because you was out here saying politics when it's politics. Listen, y'all stick to the music.
Yeah.
I'm an esthetician. You don't see me out here trying to do somebody's hair because I'm an esthetician. Mm-hmm. But okay, that's where we at with that, right?
Right.
All right, the baby, I still love you. do better, but they got you on cancel culture. Tim, Craig said, how do I feel about taking the vaccine? Tim, it's your personal choice. I'm vaccinated.
That way, that part.
She vaccinated.
I'm outside all 2021, 22.
People that I know that have had COVID. I mean, so if you guys listen in biology, then you know that your body does create the antibodies to fight off certain viruses once you have them before. So it's like a memory thing going on. But I never had COVID. So I got vaccinated. I never took a flu shot because I get pneumonia. So again, so those things really don't apply to me. But
right, Tim. You're right. You can't say nothing.
Yeah, I can't.
All hell gonna break loose. And it's
can't.
It is what it is. It's damn dramatic.
But then they want to say. But listen, they are killing transgenders left and right. In this country, yes. I don't know about other countries, but I watch these things on Facebook, and it's so heartbreaking to me that and then they say that they have just as strong of a fight as Black people just be great humans, period. Just be a good human. I mean, I don't know. But so those were our current events. That's it. Yeah. So tonight we are talking about blended families. Now, what we're not going to do is we are not going to talk about the negative aspects of a blended family because that's easy. That's easy.
I think blended families are awesome.
Right, matter of fact, today is my brother Mark Bliss's birthday, born day, solar return, whatever y'all calling it. Happy born day, Mark. I love you. That's my brother. I don't care how he became my brother because we are a blended family. You don't divorce kids.
That's right.
We're stuck for life. So he's my brother for life, just so y'all know. But I was raised up in a blended family. So for me, blended families are great. They're awesome. Yeah. You just got additional moms, additional dads, and
additional siblings,
which are the best. Most of the time. Because I love all my brothers and sisters.
I love all mine too, even though we don't, might not, when everybody grow up, and it's a lot of us.
It's a lot of us.
So it's like growing up. I'm added to the team now. But yeah, growing up with me for early in my life, I had a blended family. Okay. Right. And then late middle school, that's when it was like me just by myself.
Yeah.
And I've always been family. I love the big families. I love having going over Big My house, grandma house for Sunday dinners, just doing those things that families do. And it's like I always ended up gravitating to my friends that had big families.
Yeah. Because we got a huge one.
Yeah. And it's funny, like all my friends had pretty much big families. I have one of my best friends, Nita. I think me and her, we are so similar as far as how we grew up in our backgrounds, and even how our parents are. I mean, it's just a lot. But either way, I think she's the only one though. Everybody else, it was more so them having a big family, and that family became my family.
Yeah,
and so. I think they are amazing because we need all the support we get. We need
all the support. It takes a village.
Absolutely do. It takes a village.
It doesn't take one person. And if you feel like a blended family is like a hindrance, then you're going into it all wrong anyways. Mm-hmm. Because, a village is a village. Mm-hmm. You're going to have, my aunt took the role of as a mom too. So it's like, now I got the answer for my biological mama, my stepmama, and these damn aunties that's coming through like they the mama, because they got a role. So it's really like a village.
Yeah.
You know, so and even if I can go to each one for different things, and I took from all of them something,
Right.
not just so being exposed to that village, that blended family, helped me to see not just how my mom was raised, but how other people were raised too.
Right.
Like, so maybe some things are done different in other families, and maybe I gravitated toward the way they did things versus what I thought things should be.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody gets along. No one has an issue with each other because they knew at the end of the day, the end result was, okay, well, we got these kids.
And I think too, I mean, sometimes you do get to a point where, I mean, that a lot of time, man, stuff just not important, man. You know,
Life is really short.
Man, it's just like, even to this day, I be like, man, I ain't got to argue to the petty stuff. Now, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, social media, I ain't engaged just because I'm trying to have some fun.
Yeah, that's what you
like I did yesterday. But
I don't know why Keisha be arguing with people.
I was not arguing. I was just having fun.
I don't understand it. It's really crazy to me. But
don't come for me.
Yeah, a blended family. Tim said a blended family could include multiracial people. A lot of that's an old message. A lot of people say to me that they think that I'm multi. Well, they say what I'm mixed with. I mean, black. I'm just black. So. But are there mixed people and white people in my family?
Yes.
They are white people in my family. And
it's Puerto Ricans, Indians.
Yeah. So
Italians in my family.
It is.
I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot. So it's really blended. But the sad thing about that is my son didn't really know that he was that white and black people were different until we moved to Georgia. So he's in kindergarten and the lady tells him, oh, we don't hug like other people here. He's the only black boy, right? Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, but he got a white grandpa. So like, what are you telling him?
Right.
Like, he's not supposed to hug black people. I mean, or he ain't supposed to hug white people. Like, what are you saying? And then when he went to school in Alpharetta, they were like, it's only a few of you here. And he was like, well, what's a few of us? And I'm just like, he doesn't know race because his family is blended.
Right.
He got white and black people in his family. He don't know that somebody is white because he know this is what my grandpa look like. This is what my cousins look like. This is what my auntie look like.
Right.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know that. So interracial relationships have been going on since the beginning of time, but people are still not ready for that after all these years.
Okay, let's see what Tim said. What I would like for some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters to understand that there is no pure race. Absolutely. Interracial relationships, families have been going on since the beginning of time. Absolutely. Also, Miss Yola, you were born. What? You were born, raised in the brothel.
I like what Myrtle said, though.
I'm about to say, what?
Yes. I was born and raised in the Boot Hill. Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes. Larger said blended families is unavoidable for the most population. How can it be viewed negatively? Well, because you have again that's the way we were talking about with these people that.
But let's change the narrative. So last week we was gonna check. Well, not last week, but 2 weeks ago we were gonna change the narrative about how do we change something. So we change it by doing it differently because you're gonna automatically have people that don't like a step parent because of another parent, or because they still want their parents to be together. These are just some of the things that are true in this situation.
Yeah. Right.
So in order to have a strong, healthy, blended relationships, like there has to be a lot of transparency. Has to be a lot of transparency, communication, transparency, all of that, and that's not a racial thing. Because I know white people that disown their kids when they have kids with black people.
Yes.
So then those mixed children no longer even have that other side of their family available to them.
Right. It's funny because I was just talking to my mom, right? And I was like, Mom, like literally, it was this week.
Shout out to Mama Dear.
So my brother was killed on Saturday, right? One of my brothers. And Sunday, I went to his mom's house, right? And so, you know, I'm spending some time with them, other brother, whatever. And then I'm like, let me just go see. I need to go see my mom. Let me go check my mom. So I'm at mom's house and we were just talking, right? And I was just like, man. And it made me think, like, so my mom, backstory about me. My mom is from Long Island. She's from the Hamptons, y'all, New York, right?
They rich.
We are not rich.
They rich, y'all. The Hamptons.
Don't claim it.
Don't y'all be
Anyway.
all white in the Hamptons.
So anyway, and it's crazy because like my mom, she moved down here, went to college, whatever, and she was just like, okay, I'm gonna start a life down here. You know, got my dad, got married, So my dad from the hood, straight hood.
Bear zone.
You know what I'm saying?
Which zone?
East Park,
East
College
Park.
Park,
That's
that
not
whole
even
area.
zone 2.
You know, I got Red Oak, College Park. I mean, listen, Washington Circle, Red Oak. I mean, East Park. It's
East
everywhere.
Park,
That
Bernina
side,
Drive.
those south side people, right?
Okay.
I grew up on the east side of Atlanta, though. So
Ellenwood is not the east side.
I didn't grow up in Ellenwood.
Yeah.
Okay. Stone Mountain, Decatur. Stone Mountain, Decatur.
But
anyway, anyway,
Decatur.
that's not the story.
Okay.
And I was just thinking because, you know, with the things that transpired that transpired, you know, with the parents and their relationships,
right.
The kid be the one that kind of suffer. Mm-hmm. So in hindsight, I was just, like I said, I went to my mom's house and I'm just talking to her, me, her, and my daughter. And I'm like, yo, I'm doing a family tour. I said, I need to do a family tour because I don't know. I thought about it and I said, I really don't know my family. I don't.
So your mom's side?
Either side.
Oh, your mom or
either side. You know some that you were close to because that's who you was with. You know what I'm saying? A lot. But the family is way bigger than that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, now I'm in a position now where I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So I got freedom of time. So I'm saying here like, yo, we need to start reaching out. We're gonna reach out. And we about to start going visiting family. People that we ain't ever met before. My daughter, when she was in the 11th grade, one of her finals, I forgot what class it was, but she had to do genealogy. And like you were talking about with the blended family, how far along it go, let me see, who was that? Tim, I think, that said that, or Virgil. But either way, when we doing our research, my great-grandmother was considered mulatto, right? Mm-hmm. And we're looking and we're trying to figure out who was what because it was showing like you had a male, right?
Somebody
who had a child, but the person he was married to didn't have children. So where the kid come from? And so it was like I said, and the way everything was done, the way it was worded, I said, okay, one or two things happened.
It's not
either it's a white lady, it's a white lady, a Caucasian lady that was forbidden and she changed her name or they had an alias name. Mm-hmm. Or he was just married to someone, you know, he ended up getting married to someone else and they didn't have the actual mother's name in there. It was just crazy because I knew back then, you know, my grandmother, y'all, she passed at 101. So this was a very long time.
With you a long time.
Oh yeah, the women in my family, they have very longevity. Their life is long. They always live like they're 90s.
Doing podcasts on Wednesday night. So at 9, y'all
get
into it. Girl, rub this little bump right here. Right.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I'm gonna do a family tour, and I encourage you all to do the same thing. With whether even if it's just in that same city, you just decide.
But
to do
it's blended, and you have blended because then when your mom married again, now you got this dad family.
But you learn so much,
and then this, and I said that, and you don't divorce families. Kids don't divorce. That's still gonna be my auntie.
Yeah.
That's still gonna be my uncle.
Yeah.
The relationship didn't work, but that doesn't mean that the relationship that I built with these people wouldn't work. They all still mama to me. Mama Faye.
And
Amanda.
the bloodline.
Triple OG Triple.
And the bloodline is not family. Those
Yeah,
are your
exactly.
relatives.
Those-
People gotta understand the difference.
Well,
You cannot choose, but this is the thing. You cannot choose your relatives. Your relatives are those who share their bloodline. You can choose your family.
How we choose both?
You can choose your family. You can't choose your. How you gonna? I mean, yeah, it's a choice, but I'm just saying you cannot dictate who you are relatives with. Understood? Okay. Family. And my thing is like speaking of blended families, like I am.
You're not speaking facts.
Men who make the decision to take on a father role to children who they who is not their biological.
Shout out to those guys.
I think you all are the most amazing people on
Shout
the planet.
out to those guys.
I really do. Women too.
Women too.
Women too. But I think the reason why I say men, shout out to women as well, but men because it's just different. Women kind of naturally got that instinct. That
not all of them though.
Most women.
Not all of them.
Most women.
Some of them don't.
We say we want speaking negative.
I'm not speaking negative.
But I'm just saying.
It ain't negative if
we
it's
know
a fact.
We know a lot of
it ain't negative
if
it's a fact.
We know some of them do not.
It's not negative.
However,
if it's a fact. But
we know some do not. However,
did I lie?
But for the most part, once a child come into a situation, and I know this depends on whatever the situation is, but that's still not going to take away. You know what I'm saying? It's just like eventually she gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
But men though, it's different.
But we gotta stop looking at men as doing something spectacular when they just do stuff like what they supposed to do. Because if you are with someone and they have kids and you don't assume that role, or if the woman doesn't even allow you to be that man in that role, then there's a problem there.
Absolutely.
Because it shouldn't be a situation where if your kid is misbehaving at a store and you're dating a man and your man say, hey, don't do that, you might fall, and then you don't talk to my kid. No, see, y'all don't need to be together.
That's true, but it's still subjective though. You know what I'm saying? It's still our opinion. I mean, it's still subjective though, because you're gonna have some other people that think that, hey, well, this ain't my child, this ain't my kid.
And that's what we gotta stop.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's what we gotta
stop. People choose. And that's why I say it's big ups, because you're making a decision. You're making a choice. This ain't nothing that you're bound to do. They can't go put you on child support and say you got to take care of these kids.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But I'm not saying. But we shouldn't expect that. We shouldn't expect that if I'm with you, my kid can be in harm's way. Right. Because then I shouldn't be with you. I shouldn't be with you if that's the case.
I agree.
I shouldn't have to say, I gotta do something for my kid, and I'm sleeping with a man every night, and the man don't like that's crazy. Or even if you have a kid, then you have another kid. True enough, that man only got this one kid with you, but you're in the same household, so that kid kind of becomes yours too.
But like you would be surprised, though. You would be surprised by how some people. Matter of fact, and we can even flip it over to the women. It really is a disappointment, because it's like you have women that will live. This might be going to different subject, but then again, no, because we still talking about blended families.
Okay,
you would have a household. So we talk about blended families where you have a woman, maybe she got 3 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
She finds a man, they doing amazing, whatever. This man may have a child as well, maybe 2, 3, we don't know. Mm-hmm. But normally once that union, that man and that woman become one, right? Mm-hmm. They are in a household, right?
Right.
And when they're in that household, now, like you just said, that's normally that woman's child. I mean, that woman, her 3 kids, and that husband. Mm-hmm. Now, his kid normally don't live with them. That kid normally live with their mom. right? And so what's crazy is, and I've seen this, you would have that same female to act like his child is, I ain't doing nothing for this, or we ain't, they don't have that relationship or that bond with his child that stays with his mom, or won't do for that child that stays with that mom, and saying, oh, well, that's your child. But yet we'll have all the expectations. No. But yet we'll have all the expectations of that man to take care of the children that's in that household with them because they live there.
Okay.
So make that make sense.
Well, so being a parent, period, requires for an individual to be mature. That's just the first part about it. Mm-hmm. So as a woman, if you had a child, they coming with you. They are a child.
Right.
So, but when women and society, your friends, I'm gonna say your circle influences what type of things that you allow into your life, because if you think, well, girl, that ain't even your child, or stuff like that, then you're not gonna have a successful situation as a blended family. So when you say I do to the man that got kids already, then you're saying I do to the kids too. That's why I love Waka Flocka. Not only because he's 6'something, because he takes because he takes on the role of being a dad. Like, no, this is my kid too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he get jealous when she got a relationship with her, which that's taking it too far, because they still need to work together. But when you say I do to a person with kids, you're saying I do to the kids too.
Yeah.
You're not just with that parent.
And
then I hear parents say, oh, well, you shouldn't allow your kids to dictate who you're going to be with, because your kids are going to one day leave you. But at the same time, you still got to get somebody that respects your kid. Even if you don't have somebody that respects your kid, then how do you expect for your relationship to succeed? Because you're going to have two people pulling you in two different directions. There's not going to be any harmony there. It's always
you know what? With that though, I don't know, because see, I got a different opinion a little bit on that. And I mean that because it's different a lot of times. I think when there's a younger
kids, because
when there's younger kids and they're not really taken to that significant other.
But you got to look at the parent.
It's the parent. But what I'm saying when I say younger kids, I mean like elementary.
Yeah.
Like young kids where they don't recognize or understand a lot of stuff that they're feeling. And so when they are feeling these things, those are red flags. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like angel-like. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
Okay.
My thing is, because once you start to get older, just like with any of us, you start having certain experiences, you start to recognize certain things and certain feelings, and you want this or you want that. And a lot of times when these kids get older, especially like teenagers, it ain't even that they don't like that person. They don't want their mama's time or whoever's time taken. And so they give that next person a hard time.
Right.
And see, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what the situation is, because you have sometimes when you have this woman may find a great man that would be amazing to their kids, to her kids. But yet her kids are giving a hard time because, like you said,
they just want their parents together.
It might not be that. They might just don't want their mama
with somebody else.
Because I'm telling you, I had a time with my daughter. My daughter never really said me date too many people. I think maybe only 3 in her entire life. And one particular person was amazing to her. Mm-hmm. And she actually liked the person, but would never let that person know, gave that person a hard time. And when I had the conversation with her on 101s, it was always, well, they taking up my time. Little girl, if you don't go sit down somewhere, what you mean? It's about balance. And so it's about having those conversations, like you said before, being transparent. But it's about having those conversations. But it is true, though. Those kids are going to one day grow up and be out that house and have their own family.
But then you're still going to be a family.
You're still going to be a family. Yeah. But once you get married and all that, the roles, your positions change. And that's what the problem is. Especially in a lot of these marriages from what I see. Because I can't really speak on marriages because I'm not married. However, you do have some who be like, these my kids, and the kids gonna come, because the kids come for their husband. It's just a lot. So my thing is, like I said, it depends on the situation, because just because a kid is acting out don't necessarily mean that person ain't good or
But
that person
if
should not be around. It's about work.
If you it's okay. Now,
Because most of the time the kid ain't gonna damn like nobody. Period. It don't matter who.
So what about this? It's kind of like when you make a cake.
Mm-hmm.
You got your eggs separate and you got the batter. Because we ain't talking about no homemade cake. Because y'all know y'all out here making listen, cakes in the box. Leave me alone. So you got your eggs, then you got your water, and then you got your batter. Mm-hmm. You need all three ingredients to blend in order to make this cake that's gonna be good for us to eat.
But guess what? With that cake, when you're doing all that, it just don't blend automatically, baby.
It don't. It's work. It's work. And so that's why I said you have to have transparency. You can't have a parent that is still holding on to what they lost. You can't have a kid that still. I just want to see my parents together because it's 50-year-old people that still want to see their mom and dad together, and that shit just ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So the reason that you are not blending well in a new situation is because you don't know how to let go of an old one. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because of fear. Maybe it's because you don't want to see one of your parents hurt. Who knows what the reason is, but there's a reason why your parents didn't work. Or there's a reason why they're not together.
And that's why they're considered children.
Right.
They're children.
But you don't have to put kids, you don't have to put children in adult situations, but you do have to communicate with kids what the truth is. And then you still got to teach your kids to respect whomever it is that you're with. I remember my niece, mom called me and said, "You told Royale to give my baby a coat. It was cold outside." I would have had a problem if Royale wouldn't have gave her a fucking coat.
Right.
You got a problem. I said, whoever my brother is with, whatever fucking adult, my niece is gonna show him respect.
Right.
Period.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
But then you got friends that would say to her, "Oh, well, don't do that. Like, I wouldn't let her give my baby no coat. Bitch, it's cold outside." Right. Why wouldn't you want somebody to give your baby a coat if it's cold outside? Right. I don't give a fuck who the coat came from. It could have came from Jesus F. Christ. It could have came from the devil. I don't give a fuck. If my son outside and need a coat, somebody better get him a goddamn coat. Period. And if you around him and he can't get no warmth, you ain't giving him no coat. That means you got a problem. That's
right. I mean, I agree 100% with that. Like I said though, like everybody else is saying, the kids have to give that respect. They have to be taught that as well. They have to get that respect. Now, some incidences going on that they feel in a certain way, there should be open communication with that mother or whoever their biological parent is to say, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling." There need to be communication. Communication.
Communication is an important thing. But guess what? I'm talking to y'all for 1 second. Stop living these double lives because y'all don't want to get put on child support.
Man, listen.
Child support is not a death sentence. I mean, I don't know. I ain't never been on child support because women do use child support for the wrong reasons. Like they don't. Okay, boys. God damn it, Virgin. Boys. Some people do use child support for the wrong reasons. We know that. Yeah. We know that. Y'all know the system ain't really catered to help y'all. But stop being afraid and just go through the processes. If that's what it's going to take. If it's going to take for you to go through this process in order for it not to be confused, then go through that process.
Yeah,
stop letting people bully y'all into thinking like, oh,
let's be real. Stop letting these women
because women bully y'all.
They dictate how you move because you scared.
Well, let's even go before then. Stop having sex with a motherfucker that you don't even really know. Period.
Girl.
Stop making kids with somebody you don't even know their middle name. Y'all got kids by people that y'all think name is Peaches. Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
What's their real name? Y'all ain't even getting to know these people. Y'all just sleeping with them. Then y'all wonder, well, I got this kid by this woman, and then now I'm fucked up. She is fucking me up because why? You didn't even know who she was. Child support is a hazard to a blended family. Yes, it is, Virgil. But like I'm saying, this is just some of the things, right? So blended families, child support relation. I mean, having separate bank accounts is a hazard. Having a separate bank account is a hazard to a blended family because
it's a whole nother topic for
because you gotta have the united money. Period. Because if you separate the money, then we separate the shit. That's it. Yeah. But that's I feel. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that blended families require mature adults who are transparent, who can communicate, and who are willing to just love in spite of. Because that's what a family is anyway. A family is, I'm going to love you anyway. Even if I don't like you on Tuesday, on Wednesday, I'm going to love you. Yeah. Right? I'll get over it. And y'all just be like thinking that y'all can walk around with these attitudes with grown kids, but then these grown kids be wanting to have attitudes with adults who they should be respecting anyway. Yeah. And so teach your kids respect. That's one thing, because respect goes a long way. But definitely to communicate. Definitely we are not like, I'm all for a blended family. Like I said, I came from a blended family. I got three moms. And that's not even including the people who I call mom. You know, like those are the people who my dad introduced me to in his life. Because when my dad married him, they became a part of me too. Correct. And I love my dad. Same with my mom. When my mom got married, those people became a part of my life too. Right. And because I love my mom, I'm going to give them people the utmost respect. I'm going to give my dad people the utmost respect. Those people are now my family. Right. If the relationship didn't work, guess what? They ain't got shit to do with me. I'm a kid. You've been my mama for 10 years. Guess what? You gonna continue to be my mama for another 15. Yeah. Or however long that I live on this earth. I'm still gonna give you that same respect. And that goes for cousins and uncles, brothers, sisters too. I mean, my mom only has 2 kids, so technically I only got 1 brother by my mom, but then my dad got a lot of kids. I don't know, fill y'all name in here if y'all think that's y'all dad. But this Keisha just turned out to be one of his kids. But I'm still the oldest kid. Well, I don't know.
No, you got me about a few months.
Yeah, you got to.
You Tim, you right.
What Tim say? What Tim say?
Women have to be responsible too. Have them damn magnums by your damn nightstand. Don't put all the responsibilities on the man. Some women trust some of these men too fucking much. I agree, 1,000%.
Okay, Tim.
That's correct.
And just because, I mean, I did always know a blended family. But, I mean, my grandparents my dad's mom and my mom's mom both had a husband that had a plethora of kids before they got married with him. You know, so I did come from a blended family, but I did come, you know, it's still a divide to an extent, because, you know, people like, them your kids. Mm-hmm. Even I hear some people in relationships say, your kids, them are our kids.
Right.
These are kids.
Definitely when they say, when you hear a husband or
get your kids.
Or the father, let me say the father, we're like, y'all gotta watch my children, my kids. Watch your kids.
My kids.
What you mean, watch your kids? You ain't never heard no mother say, I gotta watch my kids.
My kids. It's our kids. Watch your kids.
No, just watching. It's called parenting.
It's called parenting. You ain't gotta watch your kids.
You ain't going out tonight because you got
parents. He didn't say that anyway.
Adulting.
I'm with my kids tonight. What that mean? You probably with your kids all the time.
Man, it's crazy. But man, listen.
I don't know. It is.
I ain't even gonna say what I'm about to say.
It is a topic that we have to unlearn certain behaviors that we probably picked up from the people that came before us. Absolutely. Or from people that did not come from a blended family. Mm-hmm. You have to probably start looking at things like, maybe that wasn't the right way it could have been done. Yeah. Maybe the issues that I'm having could not, maybe they're not even my issues. Maybe they're the issues of my forefathers. Yeah. You know, so start, just like I just said, even in the other thing, in the current event stuff. Be a good human, man. Just be respectful to anybody. Anybody. It don't matter if you don't like what they look like. If you don't like how they talk, just be a good human across the board. And blended is definitely a new generation.
Absolutely.
It is definitely because you barely see people together for a long time now because people get married for all the wrong reasons.
Ooh, that's a whole
People
nother
get married
subject.
people get married to prove that they can be married. People get married to get more money in the military. People get married to
stability.
So I mean, no, people are not really getting married for love. And then when people say they love somebody, it depends. It's conditional. Hell yeah, definitely that. It's conditional. So if you're an adult and you're carrying that on, then what do you think your kid is gonna be brought up in? Because you're bringing your kids up in the same bullshit that you out here throwing away.
People are staying together for a decade in the name of the kids until they can't take it no more. now
until their kid become a senior in hospital.
Well, only baby who is 10 and Pam and they kids. Yeah. It's true. It's baffling. That right there's nothing that be baffling to me too. Like staying together because of the kids. I'm like, y'all making it worse for the children, honestly. If you think about it, because it's kids, they pick up. They know when you're fighting, they know when y'all not getting along. I mean, that's to me is more detrimental. It's really not be about the kids. Hell, it's really about you. Because you know you can't afford none of this shit by yourself.
It's easier with two people. You know it definitely is easier with two people.
Yeah.
It is.
We gotta do this for the children.
Nobody wants to have them
kids. If you don't know anything about children, children adapt. They are chameleons. They will adapt. But when I was working in prenatal care and doing all those health fairs and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, about parenting and all that, man, that's one thing. Like,
because kids are just full of love.
Exactly. They are going to adapt.
It's just love.
They're going to adapt to the situation. If you let mommy and daddy,
because you're born to love. You are taught hate.
They going to adapt.
You're taught hate. So kids adapt because they love. They're going to love whoever's around them, but you are taught hate. So once you learn to hate, then it's easy
that part,
for you to say,
okay.
It's easy for you to say, I know what you're saying, but it's easy for you to be like, oh, I don't want my kids to be a part of this because I'm sitting here.
And some people just do shit and lie and everything to save face, try to make something they had this. Let me shut up. I'm talking about somebody.
I'm sick
you said we were gonna talk about that nigga.
I'm sick of you, big booty, Judy.
Girl,
I just okay, but I'm just saying I feel like if adults allow kids to be kids without putting their agendas on the kids, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about blended families right now. But because adults seem to interject their opinions, their emotions onto kids, then this is why we're here now, right? Because again, it takes a village, right? We know it takes a village.
And keep y'all kids out there, adult conversations. These kids be knowing way too much, talking way too much.
Shout out to my aunt Daria. Because she texting. She wants y'all to know she interrupted the podcast. But again, because we got 5 minutes, we're supposed to have our closing thoughts. My closing thoughts on blended families is I'm from a blended family. I love my blended family. I hope my blended family loves me. I don't think there's nothing wrong with grown-ups coming together, raising awesome kids being accepted by all the parents. I mean, it's to me, the blended family, it was lit. It was a lit situation. It was great. I don't have no negative comment to say about it, but I was brought up in it, so those are my closing thoughts.
Yeah. Well, my closing thoughts, yeah, I agree. Blended families are just beautiful. They are just beautiful, and everybody can come together and just, man, when you see blended families come together, they just build. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
It takes so much energy to hate, man.
It really does.
It takes so much energy to be negative. You go out your way to hate.
The most successful families people that I've seen are those who came from actually blended families that were actually happy.
Yeah, because you learn so much.
Real time. You
learn so much when you just, maybe your mama cook her roast beef a little different. So blending my family, she might teach me that, hey, you ain't got to put it in a bag. You can do it in the crock pot. You know what I'm saying? It's just things like that you can take from everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I mean, I just feel like that's what we need to do in life. Like, just go be great. You don't have to have a reason to be great. You don't have to have a reason to hate. Just love. Live in love. Be a good human.
And understand the quickest way to success is by helping other people.
Right. And you can't help nobody when you sit here telling them not to like somebody because they married somebody that you don't know. Or they ain't with you. Like, come on, like that's not what people do.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tim and Virgil. I love y'all.
We love
y'all my friends.
Yes.
Tim, I'm glad you you came on this to hear. I appreciate you because listen, people be all on my, I'm tired of going live on my personal page because I want to go live only on Lipstick and Live. Virgil, you could have just called in and so you could have Tim and gave your comments online.
Yeah, I sure.
But I do appreciate you guys.
So going forward, every session, every Wednesday, we will place a link in the chat, in the comments on the Lipstick and Live page. And all you have to do is click the link and we will actually bring you on to the broadcast. So, you know, we got that ability.
And so we love y'all. Yes. Don't forget, you can follow our podcast on Google. iPhone users, listen. So what had happened was, I don't care. First and foremost, I don't care. Like, let's just understand that. While you sit here sipping your fruit punch in a Jamaican cup, I don't care because iPhone is gonna get it together. And I'm gonna be together with iPhone, so don't worry about Google.
Yeah,
and it's 10 o'clock. I love y'all. We're gonna catch y'all at the beach or the bank. See y'all next Wednesday.
Yeah, we about to get on.
Send positive vibes to LA and her family.
Thank you.
On the loss of her brother. And
next week we'll be talking about domestic violence.
Domestic violence. Oh,
so yeah, I have to talk about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so next week we'll see y'all, and if not, we don't see y'all next week. I'll see y'all at the bank on Saturday.
At the beaches of the bank, baby.
At the beaches of the bank.
Don't nothing move
until the money moves.
And we out. Y'all have a great evening.
You're not out though, 'cause you're on the wrong phone.
We are out.
And I'm gonna watch Sisters when I get home.